We're going to be reflecting today on connection, right? What does it mean to be connected? And this is a tricky one, actually, because connection seems to have two meanings. A very basic one, which, like, just in touch with people. I can Skype anyone, just anywhere in the world within minutes, and that's kind of a superficial meaning of connection. So we can do that easily and quickly. But there's a deeper meaning, and this is what we're going to focus on right here. So the deeper meaning, the way we see it within our company and myself, is a more empathetic way of connecting with people. So we are basically feeling the other person somehow. And this is what we feel is a big challenge for technology these days. How to build technology so we can connect through the feeling rather than just through, posting pictures of your pizzas that you had last night, for example, on Facebook. And so this is basically where we're at. A little question for you guys, and don't be scared. How many of you here have more than 500 friends on social media? Raise your hand. I can see a few hands here and there. Cool. How about 300? More than 300, so it doesn't have to be. Okay. So about the feelings in connection, there's an interesting piece of research that's been done on the human brain by a guy called Robin Dunbar. And what Dunbar researched was that there's a correlation between the size of something called the neocortex in your brain, this frontal part of your brain, and the amount of social relationships that you can actually handle. And this, actually the math in it checks out through all primates, so all the primates have that relationship. And it turns out that in humans, this number is about 150. So 150 is just about as many friends as you can handle on a sort of a functional level. It doesn't mean that you cannot know more people, because obviously you can. But so that the functional relationship can be maintained for roughly that number. And this also has an interesting twist on everything here, because you guys actually are the first generation of people that think that the internet always was, And so there's two ways this could go, actually. Your frontal cortex is either gonna grow, and your heads are gonna look like this, like they're gonna be big. Or we're gonna have to adapt ways to simply scale down the number of our relationships and make them more functional in order to increase their quality. Because this is how it works, the more people you try to address, the quality just degrades, and it happens really quick. So this kind of brings me to my last point, because this is like just only a short opening for Jopi. We've been researching this subject with our company as to how to increase the quality of connection, as opposed to how to increase the number of connections. And we came up with an interesting idea that I would sort of like to pitch to you guys, like real quick. And this is not a pitch of my startup, it's a pitch of an idea that we're working on. And it's focusing on the intention. And so the intention is actually the driving force between in all the communications between people. This is what we think actually makes the connection, like from the superficial to the deep level, that I'm intending something. So the more clear my intention is, the better everything works. So this is a big challenge for technology as to how we could address this, because I think it's a huge challenge. And we're producing information nowadays at an exponential rate. I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but I think we're producing more information every 3 days now than from the beginning of mankind till 2005. So it's growing at such a rate that we need hygiene with it. We need filters. We need to know what we want. We need to be able to express our needs and show our offerings better. And this is a big challenge in technology, and it is changing already. Now, we're not like the first ones to talk about it. But I think the huge companies actually need to step in and address these things and start sort of dealing with the deeper and deeper definitions of these fragile things that we are talking about here, such as connection. And so this is basically it. And we're working on a system that does just that. That is the sort of intention-oriented communication. So with it, just briefly explaining, it works as if you had like a little stamp in your hand, like a little tag that actually you can put on any piece of information and tell it what you want it to do for you. So you don't need a separate website for it or anything. You just, I don't know, take a photo of your car and stamp it for sale. And it just broadcasts around. So it sounds like a car trading site, but it really isn't, because you can take a picture of your bike and put it for sale or for rent, or your room. And so these are sort of broadcasted intentions to the world. And this should be owned by no one. I know this is crazy for me to say as a startup owner. But I think this should be democratized, like everybody should have access to it. A little bit like email. Email belongs to no one, but it's used by everyone. And no one can sort of just take over email. Obviously you can use Gmail, you can use Yahoo, you can use all sorts of different providers, but these are just browsers for the protocol. So what we're saying is we need a similar protocol for intention, that you can say what you need, say what you offer in return, and see what the world has to say to that. Thank you very much.